Hello and welcome back to the channel and the Ultimate Racing League, sponsored by Prop Up & Co. Today we are with the L1 Academy, Race 1 here at the Dragon Trail Seaside. It's a reverse layout of the track, so hopefully the boys have done a little bit of practice and they know what's what. We've got roughly 17 corners, 25-minute race. So yeah, let's have a look at the qualifying and see how these guys have done. If I can just get my fingers sorted out. So we'll go from the front then, pole position, then goes to Paul. He's put it on pole there. Nice livery on that car. Very nice indeed. In second position then we have Brian Moncani. Behind him in third position we have Tiddy Milk 6. And then in fourth position we have Tidders. Fifth position we have Silly Shot. And then Phaser. And then at the back there we have Farrick. So yeah, only 7 drivers today, so a bit of a depleted field. Rumour has it that they're all partying on one of the yachts out in the harbour there. So yeah, only 7 guys today racing, so lots of points up for grabs, guys. As I say, this is only race 1, so another race to follow after this one. So let's see how these guys do for this 25-minute sprint. Obviously all on soft tyres at the moment for the first race. So let's get this one underway and see how things go. 5 lights out then, and off we go. So we've got Paul then leading them away. Manages to stay in front off the grid. But Brian Moncani's having a good look around the outside. Side by side there's it come round corner 1. We've got Tiddy Milk then right behind Brian Moncani. Brian has taken that position off Paul, so Paul now drops back to second. Tiddy Milk right there in third position into the chicane of death. That's a killer, that one. If you get that wrong, it's going to cost you a lot of time. So let's have a look then. We've got Brian Moncani, got a lead there of probably about 3/4 of a second to a second, maybe more already. We've got Tidders has moved up into second place. Then we have Paul, our pole man, dropped back to third. We've got Silly Shot then in fourth position, followed by Phaser in fifth. It's changing all the time here. Phaser's now up into fourth. Silly Shot now dropped back down to fifth. Tiddy Milk's in sixth. And then Farrick running at the back there in seventh. So let's go back up and see how Brian's doing. Building a nice little lead here from Tidders. Probably got a good couple of seconds there now, I'd say. So obviously a bit of a concertina effect of that wall of death chicane, which has allowed Brian to pull out a bit of a gap. So all Brian needs to do now is to concentrate, keep it nice and clean, and not make any mistakes, basically. Behind him then we have Tidders, who's got Paul right behind him in close company. Paul's going to be chasing down, try and get back up to the lead if he can. Going on the inside there, don't think there's... Oh, a little bit of contact there. He's trying his best to get past Tidders. This is going to go... Who's going to break first for this chicane of death? This could be interesting. Keep an eye out for this one. Tidders have got the lead. Yeah, both through nice and cleanly, but I actually both think they both scraped the wall there. So no change. Tidders still holding second. Paul having a look down the inside, but he's decided against that one. Tidders was... Oh, and Paul getting a bit squirrely there. A bit of bootful coming out of that corner, and he sent his back end out. Probably cost him a tenth, maybe a couple of tenths, as Brian Moncani disappears into the distance there. So what's happening behind Paul? Silly Shot in fourth. He's actually catching these two, I think, isn't he, by a couple of tenths a lap. So it'll be interesting to see how this battle pans out when they all get together on track. And then we come back then to Phaser in fifth position. Behind him we have Tiddy Milk 6. And then, oh dear, Phaser's put it in the wall. Let's have another look at that. Unfortunate for him. Have a look from the cockpit view. See what he's done here. Breaking down into the corner, nothing wrong there. Oh, I think it's one of them curbs. You give a boot full on one of them curbs and it will send you round. So unfortunately there for Phaser, he's fallen victim to the curb. So let's go back to where we were. And back up to the front, have a look at Brian. Still maintaining that lead at the moment. Still got Tidders behind him by a couple of seconds. And then you've also got Paul still all over the back of Tidders. He really wants past him, doesn't he? Just not enough room going through that chicane. Oh, Tidders has slammed into the wall there. That's given Paul the opportunity to get past, and he does. He nearly hit the wall himself going through. But, wow, this is shaping up to be a good one. Now we've got Silly Shot now challenging Tidders for third. He wants that podium position, while Paul then is starting to creep away by a couple of tenths. So Paul will now be concentrating firmly on Brian Moncani and trying to bring that lead down that he's got. So tremendous battle shaping up for these three at the moment. Coming back then, we've got Farrick now in 6. Obviously Phaser had that moment, didn't he? So yeah, Phaser's got a bit of catching up to do now. But, I'm sure he won't give up. Keep his pedal to the metal. Fastest lap at the moment also by Silly Shot at a 1:40.3. And not really expecting any pit stops in here, depending on tyre wear. But some of these sprint races have been known to chew tyres, so a couple of the guys have pitted for new rubber. But I don't think that's going to be an issue here. Lap 3, very, very little tyre wear there with Phaser. Let's go back and have a look at the other guys. Same story for Brian, really. They certainly won't need any fuel stop for this race. But as I say, depending on how hard they're pushing into these corners, they may need to put new tyres on, but probably unlikely at this point. Well, Brian's absolutely on one here. He's building up a cracking lead over Paul. I was just trying to see on the track map. Yeah, Paul's now probably 4 or 5 seconds behind on track. But there he is, giving chase in his Rockstar Renault. Quick little cars, these RSO1s actually. Not bad at all. Group 3s. Then Tidders there in 3rd still. Let's drop back off the back of Paul a little bit. And then it's on to Silly Shot. Silly Shot must have had an issue because he was right there with Tidders, wasn't he? So Tiddy Milk now is taking up 4th position. And there we have Farrick in 5th and Silly Shot in 6th. I'm just going to see if I can find what happened to Silly Shot. Oh dear me, let's have another look. Go on board with him. Yeah, he's got onto the curb as well. Oh, what a shame for him. Doing so well there, battling Tidders for 3rd there. And that's going to put him right back down to the back of the pack. Still, he's a fighter, we know, so he won't give up. Back up to the top then. And then Brian Moncani, driving a nice, steady, controlled race at the moment. No pressure whatsoever from behind. He just needs to keep himself nice and tidy. Right, that lead is building, so he's obviously pushing. Brian wants this win, clearly. And then we've got Paul then, still giving chase, a little ways behind, and then Tidders behind him. I think he's closed the gap a little bit to Paul there. It's just about a second and a half between those two. So we'll see what this one brings. Milk then, bit of a quiet race for him at the moment in 4th. Nobody around him really. So again, just needs to concentrate, keep it nice and tidy. Try and bang in as many fast laps as he can, see if he can close the gap to Tidders a little. Tidders is a good few seconds up the road, mind, so again, tall order, really. Oh, a bit of lag going on there as well. I was all over the blooming place. It's like a crab going through that chicane. Dear me. Okay, coming back then to Farrick. I do like Farrick's liveries. He has a new livery every time I see him on track. That's a really nice colourful livery, that one. Then we've got a silly shot then. He's catching up to Farrick. Oh, probably catch him in half a lap to a lap, I'd say. And then there'll be a bit of a battle there for 5th position. Coming back then to Phaser in 7th. Goodness me, he's throwing it around all over the place. Phaser is absolutely on a charge. Wants to get back in touch with the guys ahead. Just keep an eye on him and his progress as well. It's not actually that far behind. Only 3 or 4 seconds again. Back to Brian then at the front, making this look like a Sunday afternoon drive, to be honest. And, he got the lead right at the start, didn't he? And he's just pulled away a bit each lap, so doing really well, Brian, at the moment. Coming back then to Paul. I think he's closed that gap by a second or two, maybe. Nice and clean through the chicane this time. No shenanigans with the barriers. Good stuff. Then Tidders then, behind Paul. Not too far behind again, only a second or two. Tiddy Milk then in 4th position. We're back then to Silly Shot. Seems to have dropped off the back of Tiddy Milk a bit, I don't know. Certainly he's got past Farrick for that 5th position, so there we are. Farrick now is under pressure from Phaser, as Farrick made a mistake somewhere. His Phaser's all over the back of him at the moment. I think this is going to be a bit of a battle once Phaser closes that gap a little bit more. Down now into the sharp left. Phaser's got a good exit. Has he got enough run? Has he got a run on him? Don't think he's going to be able to do anything on this particular straight. Oh no, look at that. He's trying so hard. He's spun it. Let's have another look at that. Cockpit view then. Phaser right on the back of Farrick now. It's the edge of that curb. There's a little bit of an indent in that curb there, and that's just tipped him round. Really unfortunate there for Phaser, because he'd done such a good job of catching Farrick there. But still, it is what it is, and Phaser's back on track, and he's back on it. Fastest lap at the moment, Paul. 140.1. So Brian still got a healthy lead from Paul in 2nd position. Then you've got Tidders then in 3rd, chasing hard. Rapid British Racers, okay. And then you've got Tiddy Milk then behind Tidders, 4th spot. These cars are all pretty much spread out now. So there's not any battles going on track as such. Just keep an eye out for any mistakes or any errors anybody makes. He's just kicking himself inside that helmet, as he was all over the back of Farrick there. And it looked to be a done deal, didn't it? At one point he was going to get by. But, unfortunately caught out by that raised curb. He's put a tyre in that curb again. He wants to be very careful there. So easy to spin your car on this track. fantastic track, forward or reverse. Big wide curbs, but as I say, so easy to get a little bit complacent and easy to spin, really. Excuse me. Back to the top then, Brian Moncani. You're looking really, really steady. Oh, I think he just caught the wall there coming out with the chicane. Let's have another look. As there's not much going on track, we can go back and look at these little issues. So coming into the chicane then, yeah, he's given the wall a proper clout there. Don't think it slowed him down too much though. But he has picked up some front end damage in his front left wheel as well. So that is definitely going to impede his progress over the next sort of quarter of a lap. Good news for Paul behind him, because that will give him a chance to close up the gap a little bit as we're on lap 8. Normally about probably 12 laps, I would say, for the race, 25 minutes. Yeah, Brian's regrouped. Still going for it, hammer and tongs here. Not really giving Paul much of an opportunity to close. There he is, the man himself. Oh, look at that. Proper drift through there for Paul. Bit of showboating going on there, perhaps. I don't know. That's what you get with these crafty cockneys, I think. Then coming back then. Third place Tidders. Still there. Still a few seconds behind Paul. Don't know if he's got enough time now to make any impact on that gap. You just see Paul disappearing over the brow there, just ahead of him. So only a couple of seconds in it, really. Oh, Tiddy Milk and Silly Shot, side by side. Who's going to outbrake who? Coming down into this left hand. Well, it's a hairpin, really. So Tiddy Milk does, he gets, oh, I don't know if Silly Shot's taking a tighter line. And right on the back of Tiddy Milk. Now they're coming into the chicane of death. So there won't be any heroics here. Line astern through here. Silly Shot's taking a good line. It's just a scrape on the wall there. I've got a feeling he's going to have Tiddy Milk shortly. Looking very racy at the moment, Silly Shot. And he's applying plenty of pressure on Tiddy Milk now. Literally underneath his rear bumper. So this is going to be a battle now for who's last on the brakes. Silly Shot tucks in again behind. Tiddy Milk's gone, taking a bit of a wide exit out of that corner, so it's going to give Silly Shot an opportunity to get alongside him, which he is. Tiddy Milk's got the inside. Yeah, no way past there really for Silly Shot. Excellent battle. Let's go on board with Silly Shot and have a look at this from his perspective. Climbing up the hill then. Onto the start finish straight. Not much slipstream going on. Definitely closing though. Tiddy Milk moved over to the left to go defensive. So Silly Shot's forced to take the outside line. You're going to get a cut back. Yes, but Tiddy Milk's planted his car right on the apex, so no way past for Silly Shot there. Under the bridge then. Next port of call is the chicane of death again. Oh, they're very close, they're very close. Yeah, Tiddy Milk's okay through there. Silly Shot thought better of having a go there. That would have ended in tears for sure. So now into this tight left-hander and then up that long hill. Under the bridge. Tiddy Milk driving well there. He's maintaining this position over Silly Shot. Then we have Farrick then, all on his lonesome in 6th position. And then obviously Fraser then, after his excursion into a barrier, giving chase, giving it all he's got. back to the front. Brian Moncani. Paul has visibly closed that gap now. So either Brian's made a slight error there or Paul's got the hammer down. But he's certainly catching him. Has he got enough laps left to make any impact on that and get that lead back? So he started on Paul, didn't he, Paul? So he'll be eager to try and turn this into a lights to flag victory if he can. Interesting stuff. Back then, Hidder's still there in third. Just driving a nice calm race. No pressure from behind. Just need to get the hammer down and see if we can pull up to Brian. What's going on at the front? We have a change of lead. Need to have a look at that. Okay, so here we go. So we're with Paul at the moment then. I've got a feeling this is going to be a chicane of death issue. So Brian then just disappearing into the chicane of death there. Yes, he's given the wall a proper clout. Thank God for ghosting, because Paul goes straight through the middle of him and back into the lead, which is exactly what he wanted. I want to have a look at this on Brian Moncani's cockpit as well. Yeah, he's just caught that right hand side barrier and it's just flung him straight across the track into the wall, and that is going to be damage, big damage. Both wheels and the front end aerodynamics. So going to struggle for a few corners. Whereas Paul now licking his lips. Cat have got the cream. He's just got to drive it home now on lap 11. We're running close to the end of the race now. 140, a lap of roughly 140, very consistent. 140, 141, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40, 40. So great consistency there from Paul E. Let's have a look to see how Brian's laps are. Very similar story. All 40s there, just 1, 2 41s. So yeah. And then let's have a look at Tidder's. Yeah, he's got a 43 and a 42, a couple of 43s. So, but in general, low 40s. Pretty good lap time around here, especially in reverse. City Milk still in fourth. Got silly shots still all over the back of him. It's going to go right to the end, this battle, I'm sure. Let's have a look at the tyre wear. Silly Shot's got a little bit less tyre wear going on than Silly Shot. Than Tiddy Milk at the moment. So he may have a slight advantage when you come to the corners. Probably get a faster line through the chicane of death with better rubber. He's looking for every single angle he can. Try and get past Tiddy Milk, isn't he? Come along now and go under the bridge towards this chicane. Claimed so many cars. Oh, blimey, that was tight. Nearly two abreast going through there. Not recommended, and Silly Shot's got the position. That was some driving there from Silly Shot, in fairness. So they're coming up to the chicane. You have to take a wide line because Tiddy Milk was on his left. Tiddy Milk's caught the wall, which has allowed Silly Shot to get through. So again, lap 12, not many more laps to go, and he's managed to get that position. But Tiddy Milk, oh, Silly Shot, spun it, oh dear me. Fourth position was his, now he needs to get it back, facing the right way to save fifth. I don't think he's got any pressure from behind, but oh, such a shame. Such a shame then for him. Just got that move done, and then caught the curb, and it spun him round. So absolutely fuming inside that helmet, I'm sure. A few choice words coming out of his mouth as well. Dear, dear, dear. So Farrick then in 6, still a few seconds behind Silly Shot at this point. And then we have Phaser. Oh, Phaser spun it again. Trying a bit too hard, possibly. And I think that sort of put the final nail in the coffin for this race for Fazer. I don't think he's going to be able to improve on 7th at the moment. Let's go back up to the top then and have a look at Paul. Yeah, he's built up a nice lead now. And he's also putting in fast sectors as well. So unless Paul makes a really silly mistake, I don't think there's any way Brian's going to catch him. I don't want to put the commentator's curse on him. So I'll keep my mouth shut. Got a feeling there's going to be maybe one lap after this one, possibly. Lap 13 at the moment. Where's Brian? You can just see Paul ahead of him. Just a couple of seconds. He'd be wishing there was a few more laps left, I'm sure, at this point. You only do what you can do. And where's Tidders? Tidders still there in 3rd. No pressure at all. Front door behind. So Tidders looking to finish 3rd and get that podium position. Good points for him. Tiddy Milk then in 4th. And then we have Silly Shot. Oh, such a shame Silly Shot put it in the wall there. That was a really good battle shaping up there to the very end of the race. But there we are. Varric still in 6th on his own. No pressure. And then Fazer, as we know, got a couple of arguments with the barrier this race, isn't he? So looks like he will be starting from pole on the reverse grid for the next race. Let's have a look, see how Paul's doing. Staying nice and controlled. Doesn't need to take any liberties at this point now. He's pretty much home and dry, I think. Back to Brian. Yeah, I think Paul's even extended that lead a little bit more now. Just disappearing up round the corner. Under the bridge, drop down the hill into that left. Huge rumble strips on this track. You can get an entire car on these curbs. As I say, they are a bit dicey. Which, you can easily spin your car on one of these, on any one of these. Oh, Brian's done just that, look. He's trying so hard there. Let's just have another look at that. I'm on board. It's that same curve again, I think. Funny old chicane, that one. You've got to position the car just about right there. Well, has that given Tidders any chance of a second position? I don't think so. Yeah, no, he's still a good few seconds behind Brian. Back up to the front to our leader then. We're down under the bridge. Heading towards this chicane of death, nice and easy through here, Paul. No shenanigans, nice and calm. Misses the wall. Excellent. Brian Moncani. Oh, Brian's hit the wall again. Trying so hard to catch him. Let's have another look at that. Seems to be a bit of a nemesis, doesn't it? This chicane of death for Brian today. He's caught that curve a couple of times. Yeah, just flung him across the road. I think maybe just a little bit too quick. Through the first part of the chicane, wasn't able to get it turned. Completely different story for Paul here. He's driving it nice and safe. As I say, I don't think there's any chance now Brian can catch him. Yeah, he's fallen behind another couple of seconds, obviously, with that spill in the chicane. So probably settling for a decent second position, Brian, after leading for a good chunk of the race. He's going to rue the chicane, because he's caught it a couple of times and it's cost him track position, unfortunately. So we're now on the final lap. Tidder's still there in third, Tiddy Milk in fourth, Silly Shot fifth, with Farrick in sixth, and then Phaser then in seventh at the back up to the top. I think I've made the cardinal mistake again of missing the guys come over the line. So let's just go back to that. Paul then. I do apologise, guys. Last couple of corners for him. Driven a sterling race, hasn't he, really? Kept it nice and calm. Took his opportunities when they showed themselves. And he comes along the start-finish straight. After the lights? No. Excellent win from Paul. Hell of a gap. Probably 7, 8, 9 seconds of a gap there then to Brian Moncani, who comes across the line to take second. Great race for him. Tidders finishes on the podium in third then. Nice controlled race from him as well. Tiddy Milk in fourth. Hasn't quite got to the line yet, but here he comes. A decent result for Tiddy Milk. Silly Shot then. Had a couple of little spills, didn't he? Possibly could have got fourth, but has to settle for fifth in the end. Farrick then held sixth position for pretty much most of that race. So hasn't made any mistakes, which is really what you need to do around these circuits. One little mistake can cost you so much time. So Farrick then, good position, sixth with no mistakes. Phaser, as we know, he's had a couple of spells, hasn't he? It's kept him at the back. But you know what? You've got to keep trying, haven't you? If you're not spinning and crashing, you're not trying. That's what I like to tell myself. So he comes over the line for seventh then, and that finishes off race one at Dragon Trail Seaside. I think you'll all agree, guys, considering there was only 7 cars there was quite a bit of action going on during that race. So yeah, I hope you'll join me very shortly for race 2. Thanks for watching, and see you soon. Bye.